Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the Carifesta 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wesley Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. Carifesta 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the Carifesta 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. Carifesta Barbados. Carifesta.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the Carifesta 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wesley Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. Carifesta 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the Carifesta 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. best.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, Barbados. Good morning. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Morning to you.
Hi there, everyone, and welcome to today. Today is Thursday, the 21st of August, 2025. Good morning to all of you. I'm Pearson Bowen. Wonderful having you company. I thank you so much for taking the initiative to wake up to turn us on. And to those of you watching us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.vb, to each of you, you've done the extra. You've really gotten up to really boot up your systems and get watching. Thank you so very much indeed. Remember, always share the show, share the love, tell others about us, let them come by to be with us every weekday morning, Monday to Friday from 6 in the morning. As you talk between yourselves, talk to us as well. We'd love to hear from you. Also, if you know of something or someone whose story you believe we need to tell, you tell us about it. Send us an email. The email address is on your screen. That is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's the surest way to talk to us. morninbarbados@cbc.bb by email, and to all of you who already do so, we say thank you as well. So have yourselves a terrific today. Now, it's the day after, and I'll tell you why I say it like that in just a moment, but let me not forget to say good morning to the lovely ladies from Look Young Chinese Restaurant in Sheraton Mall. They insisted I must say good morning to them, and to all of you ladies, thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great today. Patricia Ben, good morning to you. Thank you for watching from abroad. We are always appreciative of you getting up and sharing the show every single morning. Pat, have a lovely today. David G. Sullivan, good morning. David G. Sullivan is in Tennessee. Good morning, David G. Good to see you. I understood you were on the island recently. We didn't get a chance to say hello, but to you and Holly, have yourselves a great today. Anthony Smith is watching from New York. To all of us here in Barbados, he says good morning. From us in Barbados to you in New York as well. Anthony, good morning too. Faye, how do you do? She's saying good morning to everyone today, wishing happy birthday today to Cupid. And so we join in extending the best to him. Slender Glenda, how are you? She sends a beautiful good morning to everyone today, but most of all, a thankful Thursday to all. To you too, Slender. Have yourself a beautiful today. David Seals. Good morning, David. He's getting ready to enjoy the vibes of Carrie Festa. Today being the 21st, that means we're a day from the start, the opening ceremony, which happens tomorrow. But of course, we have time to tell you more about that in just a little while. Kieran Olivier, good morning as well. She's saying good morning to the family here and abroad. And so to you, Kieran, lovely morning. Sandy Field Kelman, good morning. She sends blessings to the crew and to all of you in Barbados. And so back at you, Sandy Field Kelman, have yourself a terrific Thursday. Estelita Pyle, how do you do, Estelita? You know I love your name. Estelita is so different. And so we extend a terrific Thursday morning to you as well. Esther Elizabeth Thorne Glamour, you're watching from Las Vegas. Good morning to you, Esther. You're 3 hours behind. That means it's after 3 in the morning. You are up so early? What happened? As they say in Barbados, you kill a priest. Esther, have a great day. Thank you so much for watching indeed and for taking time to tune in. Yvette Charles, how are you doing today? She extends an enjoyable Thursday morning greeting to everyone, everywhere. And so as the greetings come through, Shelley Brewster, we acknowledge you as well. She says hello to everybody indeed. So there's a lot to get to today. But before we get to today, last night, media practitioners from across the region came together at the Hilton Barbados to celebrate the excellence of what has been produced over the last year. Media, that's print, electronic, digital media. And among the awardees last night, and there were special mentions. Special mention extended to 98.1 The One for the campaign Route 246, which rooted us really in our culture and the places often not seen or noticed as we drive and make our way through. But then there was an award for the best comedy show in radio. Guess who won?
Comedy on radio. And that award goes to... "'Twas the Night Before Bajan Christmas" by Andre Harewood and Kimberly Skeet of the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation, Barbados. Perhaps, Joanne, you can...
So there you go. That was me. Yeah, so last night we had a really good time indeed. And so, congratulations, Andre. Andre's producing our show. Well done. Yeah, applause all around for Andre. Well done, Andre. Andre and Kimberly of Q100.7 FM, they created that production for Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas. And so it was recognized as the best comedy series in radio. And so to each of you and to the Caribbean Broadcasting Corporation in totality, thank you. Well done, thou good and faithful servants. Now, coming up today, we want to hear about an initiative in the Methodist Church that is investing in young people. What is that about? What are the benchmarks? What are they hoping to see? Who are they catering to? All of those questions we will share with these young people in just a moment. Panama's Minister of Culture is on island in Barbados to engage in CariFesta 15. We sit with her in just a little while to talk a little bit more about the collaboration between Panama and Barbados and how our cultures could enhance our respective peoples of both islands and communities. We take time today to take greater insight into the education transformation. We're hoping to sit with the Minister of Educational Transformation and the Chief Education Officer to hear more and get more details so you understand better what the transformational program looks like and feels like and how it empowers you. And speaking of empowerment, ICA has an agricultural program as well to empower young people to get them into agriculture. It's not a deep, dirty task anymore. There's so many interesting initiatives using technology in agriculture. We talked to them in a little bit about that. There's a free science fair coming up at the weekend for children. We want to hear what those little brainiacs will be engaging in, and we'll tell you where it is and when it is and how to be a part of it. And with CariFesta starting tomorrow, Caribbean Roots Global Excellence, we take a look today at fashion and the visual arts. We'll meet some friends who are in the island to be a part of what's happening there. I shall not let time delay any further. Let me welcome to Mornin Barbados this morning the young people of the Methodist Church, the church at work in its community. And next to me is Kashawn Brewster, who is the lead counselor in the Investing in the Next Generation initiative. With him is one of the counselors, Alyssa Aline. Across from me, John Delaney, who we know is a youth leader for sure in the Methodist Church. And next to him is Naomi Brown. Good morning to each of you.
Hey, good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Wake up. It's morning time. Kashawn, since you're the lead man on this, talk to me about the initiative. Why is the church doing this?
So basically, one of our admin staff, Auntie Maureen, she came up with this initiative which would be to invest in next generation. So we've started with bringing out the talents that the youth will have. So the main goal, the main initiative we have is our Music and Arts Camp. It started the 5th of August and end the end of August. So we do seven different disciplines, from singing, guitar, piano, drumming, African drumming has recently added, dancing, and so much more. So it's basically giving the youth the opportunity to stay off the streets, not be home idle. Come to the camp, make new friends, learn your instrument more, learn a new instrument. So that's basically the initiative.
As the lead counselor, what are you required to do?
What I would say in so many words is I'm the life raft.
When all fails, you're there, right?
Yes. I have a team of 12 counselors, wonderful people, and we maintain order in the camp, per se. We have tutors who teach the different disciplines, but you don't send children to the bathroom in themselves when children need someone to talk to, lunchtime especially, one of the most hectic times. Yes, so that's basically what the counselors do.
But do you have a mixture of males and females, Alyssa? And so talk to me from your perspective, how it is engaging as a counselor yourself. What are some of the things that you have met with, and how can you see this program assisting these young people who are from the area around the church, right?
Yes, there are many.
How can you see what you're doing making a difference?
So, like Kashawn said, we hope to bring out the different talents that the youth have. So in reaching out to the different communities, like the town community, different schools, we're able to bring children and to help them grow and also curb their behavior. So a challenge that I would have seen would be some behavioral issues maybe, and the camp is pretty much developed for that. We are there to help those children to socialize with each other. So they're going to learn coping skills, they're going to learn how to interact with others, especially seeing as it's summer and they would be at home. So they get that extra time with people their age. And they will also interact with their counselors, their tutors, and that will help them. So,
But is it a vacation for you too?
well, technically, yes.
And so this is how you're spending your vacation, which is a significant thing, I believe.
Well, I guess I could say so, yes.
John, you are already a youth leader in the church. You're responsible for the youth of the South Caribbean district.
Yes.
And so as one of these thought leaders and youth leaders in the church, how do you see the work of the church, the Methodist Church in particular, impacting significantly through this program? And what do you see to be some of the benefits that can be derived from those who will be engaging in this program?
One main benefit, and I guess from your background, you would have been able to make that inference, to make that link, is that our church has to be one which is rooted in the community. There's a difference between being a church located in the city of Bridgetown to being a church of the city of Bridgetown. And so through this camp, we want to ensure that our presence is felt. When you look at the way that music is being developed, when you look at the way faith is being developed, when you look at what can these children in the next 20, 30 years look back and say, these institutions have had an influence on us, the Methodist Church should be one. God has placed us in this space for a reason, and through this initiative, although it's being birthed here, this is an initiative which affects the entire South Caribbean district. And so in all of our churches across the district, eventually you will see programs like this, whether they are city churches like a James Street Methodist, or whether they are churches located in a community. We have many churches in St. Philip, we have many churches in St. James, even St. Michael, Bank Hall, Whitehall congregations which are in communities. Yes, we have two congregations in St. Lucie.
Of course we do.
Yes. And so of course we want to ensure that the way that children are being shaped and groomed, the way talent is being shaped and groomed, the way worship, through the way that persons are using instruments in worship. Gone are the days where every congregation will only have an organ. Now you have a tambourine, a guitar, a bass player. We even added, Kashan was talking about the disciplines, we added ensemble to the entire thing. So bringing in guitar and steel pan and everything into our worship so that it really feels truly Caribbean. Even if you're just a small little town church or a small little country church that doesn't have an organ, you can have all these instruments and make a joyful noise.
Well said, John, indeed. And so, Naomi, you are one of the campers. What inspired you to want to be a part of the camp?
Well, I joined the camp last year, so it was really fun. I enjoyed singing, learning new things. I learned how to breathe better. So that was one of the things I didn't know how to do because I sang a song in church, which went well, but I felt like I could have done better, so it helped me to perform better in singing. And this year I'm playing piano.
Oh. So now you're multi-skilled,
Yeah.
singing and piano, and perhaps next time you'll tackle another instrument, right?
No, I am also playing saxophone.
Blow me away, girl. So there you go. And so this camp really helps you to meet you and your needs. The things that you love to do, it gives you the opportunity to do so.
Yes, please.
And what changes have you seen in yourself over the time so far in the camp?
Well, specifically for my piano playing, for my fingers, I'm doing the grade 1 ABR SMD Royal School of Music in England.
Wow.
For the finger numbers specifically, so you know how the keyboard is laid out? Started fingers are supposed to use to hit specific notes, so you don't be using different fingers, and it's more easier that way. I didn't know how to do that before.
I don't know how to do that at all. And so you're well done. The camp allows you to be able to accentuate yourself in those kinds of ways. Well done. Kashawn, how many people are in the camp, and when does the camp end again?
It ends the 29th of August, and there's 117 campers.
Wow, that's a lot of people to be responsible for.
Yes.
But so far, so good the journey is.
Yes, please.
And John, out of this, you're not necessarily on a missionary, but you're hopeful that young people see themselves and see the church as a cool place to be.
Definitely. The church and Christianity is something which I think we have lost the sense of this is mine, this is personal, I can literally shape it into whatever I want. If I prefer playing organ and traditional hymns, the church is for me, and there's a way to express my spirituality that way. Or if I want to be a rapper, spoken word artist. Recently we had a concert at James Street in which we had taken a familiar scripture, the temptations of Jesus, and we had two poets who were able to express it in their own Bajan spoken word way. And then we had musicians, and not just traditional instruments, but bringing in bass and piano and guitar and violin. And so we want to ensure that these young people understand that the church is not this traditional path, you have to follow it, this is the only way to praise and honor God, but literally however they can. The other day we were doing TikTok dances during lunch, and you see that they are now starting to make the link between these things which are cool and hip can also be Christian, can also be linked to God, and everything will start to mold to them.
Truly the church at work in its community, the Methodist Church indeed. And so to each of you young people, I say thank you for joining me this morning. Well done, thou good and faithful servants. You know, continue doing what you're doing. You're doing it so well. You're impacting hundreds of children, because they'll now go back like Naomi into their communities to teach others. It becomes infectious. And that's the whole point. But you're infecting them with something good, meaningful, developmental, and purposeful as well. That's because of you. Thanks to each of you. Kashawn, Alyssa, John, and Naomi, wish you all the best going forward, all right?
Thank you.
The Methodist Church investing in the next generation. And as John said, it's cool to be cool using the arts, and the church has a space and a place for all of those arts and those expressions as well. So don't absent yourself from it. The Methodist Church welcomes you and embraces you in being able to do so. Mornin Barbados comes back in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way. There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CariFesta 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CariFesta 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFesta 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. Carry Festa, Barbados. Carry Festa.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the Carifesta 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists of...
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 24.5 minutes now after 6 o'clock as we turn our attention not just to Carifesta alone, but to the relationship between Barbados and Panama. And I framed it that way simply because Panama is going to be presenting and will be a part of Carifesta 15, which, you know, opens tomorrow with the opening ceremony. And so all of that you will see right here on CBC TV8. But it is our immense pleasure to have with us this morning who is known as the Minister of Culture in Panama, but she's also internationally known as that Minister of Culture for the region indeed. And so we're happy to be joined by Minister Maria Eugenia Herrera of Panama. Good morning to you.
Good morning, nice to meet you. Thank you very much, Barbados. I'm very happy to be here and share our community and share our name in Panama. And very beautiful island.
Thank you.
I love
wanted
it.
you to say that.
I love it. It's just beautiful.
What is it about Barbados you love so much, you think?
Oh, everything. I mean, I like everything. Everything. I mean, it's a beautiful. Everything is beautiful. It's a lovely place to stay, and we have such amount in common between Panama and Barbados that for us it's very important to celebrate Carifest, and we are here to demonstrate, in honor, in the name of our president Jose Raúl Mulino, to reaffirm our collaboration, our fraternity, our culture with Barbados that is a lot in common, and to celebrate and to have this extraordinary experience to make it stronger, our relations.
Barbados has played a critical role in developing Panama City, the Panama Canal as well. That's a history of which we're proud. So we have that long-lasting relationship one with the other. And so Barbadians are there. The cultures are now immersed and fused in such a way that there are things that Panama does that Barbados also does, and vice versa.
Yeah.
You use art and culture and performing arts, because that's who you are, as one of those conversation pieces that allow us to get closer to each other. Talk to me about how you see CARIFESTA forging that relationship and connection between Panama and Barbados.
First of all, the identity. We have a very diverse identity in Panama, and Barbados come from part of that. Our food, for example, we share some food. We share the happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So for Panama, it's a very happy place to stay, and Barbados also. And the music, the way of working so hard. I mean, we can exchange that part also. So culture is the way of soft environment to demonstrate that we have such a amount in common, that we have to start to renovate our thread of friendship and to make it stronger with a soft economy, because we must be in a gratitude with Barbados that we together develop one of our most important economy, that is the canal. So thank you, Barbados, to be part of Panama and to develop with us our major prosperity, that is to share with the world our community, the economy, and to have this opportunity to grow. So,
how would you describe the culture of Panama so that us Barbadians looking on, we get it?
Yeah, Panama is a very special country. Panama is a diverse country and multicultural and multi-ethnic. So we are ready to give to the world and to explain how beautiful is Panama, and we are just simple sharing. We dance, we work, we smile all the time. We talk high when we have to talk high, but Panama is very diverse. And that's what it is. Panama is a multilingual. We have people from all over the world, and it's because our economy, we share the economy, the biggest economy through the canal to the world. So we have a culture of peace and progress.
And we welcome that, indeed, into our Barbadian space as well. As Caribbean broadcasters this week, there was a discussion on Caribbean media and the orange economy, which is culture.
I love it,
You see, there you are
Yeah.
already. And so leveraging and finding the synergies between the media and culture so that we can see this as not just a stepping stone, but an opportunity for practitioners in their respective disciplines to benefit, to have their works exposed, and CARIFESTA allows that. So while you're here, what is Panama doing as part of CARIFESTA?
First of all, we want to develop and make a big, strong commitment with Barbados to share how we are developing our orange economy and to exchange our traditions and our opportunities with you and you with us. And culture has this strong thing. The orange economy is about idea. How can I make my income better as a person? But we have to develop about a master plan. In Colón, for example, in Panama, we have Portobello, that is one of our biggest heritage, and we are developing our heritage with the community. And it's not that easy because there are a lot of restrictions. So we have to develop that with the community, and everybody have to find a place to stay and develop their economy, because everybody needs a job. So it's very important to understand that it's a place for everybody, and the culture is about talent and everybody was given a talent from God. So it's a must in this life to become happy, to be happy, and to understand what your talents are, and put it in function to the community and to serve. And in order that you understand that we have to serve, you will increase your economy for your family. That is the most important thing. Besides the gastronomia or the industry of the creativity and all the different develop of creativity, art, economy, finances, accountants, engineer, architects. So everybody must be. So, and culture for us is the biggest challenge to decrease the bridge that is between low economy to high economy, to put it in this way. So everybody has the same opportunity. A culture is, culture is not a necessity. It's more than that.
Yes.
It's part of our life. People sometimes believe so it's like trendy, and it's not. Sorry, it is a big necessity, because if you don't do what you like, you get no blessing.
Right.
You we must be happy and try to share with everybody to get blossom as a human being. So everybody have a space to be.
A lot of communities, in not just preserving their culture, but understanding their culture, is challenged by external forces. We consume a lot of what comes from the global north. And so our understanding who we are and what we're about sometimes is challenged simply by that medium known as television. And it's challenged by that other medium known as the internet. How does Panama deal with the threats that could be posed by how people consume other people's culture?
First of all, the culture is an experience of life. And in order that the consume doesn't absorb you, is to understand a culture as a propósito of life. As it's so hard to be quiet and to try to understand who we are and why we are and what we need to do. That's why culture is so hard to understand, because sometimes it's not the way of progress, but it is. It's a big challenge, and everybody has a space. And a culture for our community that has not been there is our commitment to the community and to the global world to open a culture as a piece, to place to be for everybody, and the people who already been blessed by education or by a talent, try to understand that we have to stop and help somebody to be better. So in the order that we understand that reach, we can help, and everybody can be as the way they can be. So everybody is unique, special. I say intransferible. I don't know how to say on transfer. So it's easy to say, hard to work. But it's a challenge as a Minister of Culture to inspire, to develop, and to help the youth people. They are very fast. They want everything fast.
Yes.
But it's okay, because the world is moving fast, and the computers and all the technology that is important, we cannot be behind. We have to be on top of it. So let's be on top of it and try to represent the youth people as a present, and allow them to be present so we can be present as a parents. Because the parents must be present. And grandma, we have to respect it and to understand that grandma is part of the ecosystem. So as a family come together, or as friends come together, everybody can be together. So it's a very humble culture that we have to start from where?
Yes.
From a embrace.
And you've dovetailed so beautifully into what our culture is as well, the extended family and the value of all of the parts of that family contributing to the whole of what that family and the society represents.
Yeah, and that will represent very important sector, because in a business, that's part of the family, because you are with all your partners around every day.
Yes.
And when you work together as a team or as a leader, you must have another leaders, and the leaders have another leader. So everybody must work. So we are a big team as a country, and a Barbados also, that we have to empower our country. And for Panama, it's very important to be together, to encourage people that when we are together, we can do big things and become a happy place, not just for us, but our tourism can grow.
Absolutely.
So everybody can be have the best experience of life. So that's what in culture is very important, because it's experience, it's business, but at the same time, we're family.
Absolutely. Big things are happening because Panama has just established its embassy here, opened its embassy here.
Yes.
While you're here, would you be at the embassy, one, and encourage other, not just Panamanians, but people, come engage with you?
Of course, we are trying to develop people to come to Barbados, and the CARIFest is the best opportunity to share with other communities, and to start developing through our embassy the life in Barbados with Panama.
Yes.
So I want you to be part of Panama. I have this.
I noticed.
I have this. So from now on, we're together. Let's do our culture to be extended.
Indeed.
So be part of Panama. This is a little gift for you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Indeed. It's one of those pins that reflect the combination of the flags of Barbados and Panama. And of course, you know, this says, and we place it at our heart. It's very special to us. It's very close to the thing that matters most to us, our heart.
Yeah.
And so together we beat to the same drum and to the same pace and the same music. And so that relationship between Panama and Barbados is further enhanced.
Yeah.
And I'm truly heartened by this, because as part of CARIFest, we get to experience what Panama has to offer. Panama gets to experience what the rest of the Caribbean also has to offer. But the coming together of people who operate in one language, whether it's dance, visual arts, the theater, all of one language, one people, and so together this relationship just strengthens.
We have to start
space.
to exchange language.
Yes.
Spanish.
Absolutely. You're talking our language in Barbados as well, because coming up next, we're talking education, and so that's part of the conversation that continues to happen.
Multilingual.
Here. Yes.
Yeah, we have to be global.
Correct.
So that's fine. In Panama, we're also doing the same. So let's be together and let's share. And thank you very much.
You are very welcome. Minister Maria Eugenia Herrera, who is the Minister of Culture of Panama, she's on Barbados because she's here for CARI Festival. She's here also to explore and experience not just our culture, but the culture of the Caribbean. And hopefully she'll meet with some Panamanians and Barbadians at the embassy that has just recently been opened. And so we encourage all of you, when you see her, where you see her, embrace her. Embrace her physically, embrace her intellectually, embrace her artistically as well, because altogether we're just one. We're just one. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. We're taking a break here. We're back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CARIFest 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CARIFest 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFesta 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. CariFesta Barbados. CariFesta.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you're
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 60 minutes now to go to the hour of 7 o'clock as we turn our attention to what is, for a lot of Barbadians, a very important thing: education. All of us understand the value of education. All of us appreciate the efforts and the work of our Ministry of Education, educational transformation, and blah, 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 blah. so to say it like that, because there's so many iterations now. And so we thought it important, and we're glad that they have agreed to be with us this morning, the Minister of Educational Transformation, Chad Blackman.
Morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Morning, Peter.
And the Chief Education Officer, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw.
Good morning.
This is a talking point. And thank you so much for the spread in the newspaper just on the weekend, because it gives clarity, a little bit more clarity now, so we can see the words and get a sense of what is the mission of transformation for the ministry. Could you explain to us, Minister?
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, let me say we're definitely heartened to be here. And you said it best. The country right now has really, over the last week, been engaged on the issue of educational transformation. And it tells you, of course, things that we already know. Education means so much for Barbadians. They're highly invested in ensuring that the outcome of the transformation is to the benefit of all. And the government is committed to ensure that we can take what we have, our people, and their ideas, and the ecosystem of the country, but transform the education process to be one that is now going to be the envy of the world. We set a very clear target that within 7 years, that we're going to have the #1 education system anywhere in the world. But that requires a number of things. Throughout the years, different administrations would have invested heavily in education. But you've realized over time that notwithstanding that significant investment, there are a number of gaps that came up with respect to infrastructure. How do we ensure that the infrastructure is modern, suitable to new modes of learning, ensuring that the pedagogy of education is not just now done in the traditional roles, for example, of teaching, but one that allows for children to express themselves and teachers to now have dialogue with their students, so that the learning is taking place, not just I am the teacher and you are the student, I'm teaching you, but how do you now get into the minds of the young people to understand bits of critical thinking? What are we trying to do? We're trying to prepare every young child in Barbados to become world-class citizens, and to do so in a way that not just teaches them a subject, for example, math or English or physics or social studies. Yes, important. But the key things that must now go further are things of confidence. How do they articulate themselves in a way that they can make themselves proud? but equally allowing them to also be advocates of change, advocates of building capacity for the rest of the country. Those are things that now must be ingrained in the system itself, starting from early childhood education, going all the way up to the secondary school. The other aspect is part of the foundation of the education system are our teachers. And our teachers, who continue to play a tremendous role, they do an amazing set of things. But we realize that training and continued training is going to be key if we're going to ensure that our teachers can be world-class and providing our students with the best set of learning experiences. So the government has spent a number of resources over time, and in the last 7 years, certainly, to make sure that our teachers have the best training models for this new wave of transformation. A number of them, for example, have been engaged in partnerships and training with Columbia University, as you've seen. Why is that so important? If we're going to go the route of best in class globally, our teachers must be able to be exposed to a number of things that make them top of their class with continued professional development. But it also goes a bit further. One of the things that we've done over the last week is to listen to the public. And there has been a lot of different perspectives and views, some informed, some not so informed. But that's the beautiful thing about democracy, and that's the beautiful thing about this statement being made last week. The country has woken up to the idea of transformation in a way that, yes, consultations took place for the number of years, but now people are saying, okay, this is where we're going. Perhaps we should have done this, or we can do this. And when you look at where we're going with respect to ensuring that the system itself now moves in that direction, education can no longer simply be about certification. Why do I say that? Yes, our children focus, for example, at the secondary level on attaining CXCs, CATE results. At the primary level, it's going from primary to secondary school, and I'll touch on that in a bit. But in addition to certification, what are our students going to gain beyond having certificates? And the question is, were we doing it in a way that allows for them to build the capacity of their development before? Yes, in many respects we were, but we weren't doing it as a collective over the last few decades in a way that would allow for people to leave Barbados and to be able to say, I can do this or that in a way that is indicative of who we are as a Barbadian people, being fluent in at least one or more foreign languages, understanding the new realities of digital learning, because digital learning and digital literacy is not only about being able to use a device, but how do you use technology in a world that is changing rapidly, being fully cognizant of the nuances and challenges that presents. Literacy in its traditional form, of course, we place significant premium on that, because notwithstanding all the things that we're doing, if our people can't grasp the basics in reading and numeracy, it will take us so far and no further. And we've committed to ensuring that we're going to roll out an aggressive literacy program from the pre-primary right all the way up to secondary as well. And for those who are already in the adult phase, working with our Assistant Ministry of Tertiary and Training to ensure that every adult in Barbados who want to can also have the tools to be able to ensure that they can do that. What am I saying here? The country is now going to experience a total revisiting of what we've been able to do over the last 40, 50 years, but taking it forward in a way now that taps into the curiosity of the mind. When you look at our counterparts in Japan and China and the Arab world, you will realize that from a very young age, those students can do phenomenal things. God has blessed Barbadian young people with the same gift, but it's how do you harness it and tap into it. So that is part of the rethinking and the philosophy as well.
I recently came from Canouan. I visited, and one school on the island, that's fine, but the pride with which they described their school plant. All classrooms, they say to me, are air-conditioned. All of the classrooms have the latest technology, and each student, therefore, now engages in that new technology world where they're now accessing different modes of information. And so that fascinated me, because I couldn't think of a single plant here that was able to do so. You talked about what this transformation is looking at the plant as well as looking at the curriculum. And I want to now separate that for just a moment. The plant. how do you see the transformation responding to upgrade in such a way that it is today's best plan for education?
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head. Part of what we're doing right now is to ensure that as we, one, either refurbish or two, do a complete overhaul of our schools, is that we move it into that direction where we have world-class facilities. We're working with a number of partners, for example, the IDB, to ensure that we now have the necessary financing as well to do that. Because why? When you go into a physical space that inspires you, your learning in terms of the curriculum not only goes through the roof, as it were, but you now feel confident, you feel inspired in a way that lends to learning. But in addition to that, we have to make sure that our children, as you already said, have the cutting-edge tools at their fingertips. And very shortly, a number of things are going to be announced with respect to even our first formers and the gadgets that they're going to be using. The traditional board where you write on, the world has long moved past that. And we're moving in a direction now where our children can have the best access to that facility, as well as our teachers doing that. Why am I saying all of this? As you rightly said, the world has now moved in a direction now that infrastructure and the facilities must now be one that lends to comfort, inspiration, and a place that makes us all proud. And that is the direction. So every school, so we've made it clear, for example, with our unit within the ministry, as you're refurbishing, don't just refurbish in the traditional way. Do so in a manner that leads to where we want to go, so that it's a very staged and planned intervention for quality.
I mean, we're only really on the surface of it. Yeah. But Dr. Ramona Archer-Bush, you're like the chief operating officer. It now lands on you to deliver on the plans and the different agenda items that need to be met. How do you see the transformation beginning, and how can you benchmark the successes as it goes? And what can the Barbadian public latch on to say, yeah, I feel and see the change?
Pearson, these are exciting times, and the transformation has begun. Minister hit the goals of education transformation. He spoke about curriculum development, teacher professional development, as well as educational leader development, physical and digital infrastructure. We're looking at the operations within the Ministry of Education, as well as reviewing the Education Act. And I can tell you that for each of these 5 goals, we have started the work. So from 2023, over the past 2 years, we have been exposing our educational leaders and our teachers to training when it comes to leadership and how to lead effectively, teacher efficacy. We looked at project-based learning, play-based learning, several areas. And Pearson, this is the most training that teachers and educational leaders have had for a very, very long time, and we will continue to do so. I can tell you that over the past 2 years, just over 1,500 teachers and educational leaders have experienced the training. In terms of the physical infrastructure, the minister just mentioned that we are working on that. We know that many of our plants are between 50 to 200 years old, so we can't do everything at the same time. So little by little, bit by bit, we are bringing about the changes as they relate to the physical infrastructure. In terms of curriculum development, that process has started as well. We're accustomed to our students learning about mathematics and English, science and social studies, but we have to look at what the world requires. We want global citizens with Bajan roots. So what does that mean? It means that they have to be exposed to digital literacy, good citizenship, coding and robotics. We must make sure that we are not preparing our children for the world of yesteryear or even the world of now, but we have to prepare them for the world of the future. And this is what the curriculum development is about. We've already started work on the review of our Education Act, which was laid, I think, in 1983. So it's over 40 years old. A lot of the things in the a lot of the things in the Act are not relevant to our present day situation. There's no provision for taking attendance digitally in the app. So things like that we have to take a look at, and we are engaging our stakeholders, our partners in education, so that they can give us feedback as well. Because one thing that we do as a Ministry of Education is to engage our partners, that's our principals, our teachers, the unions themselves, to find out what their take is on certain matters related to education. So the education transformation has started, and we will continue, and we will meet the targets. We have the change management unit within the Ministry of Educational Transformation. There's a results framework, we have our key performance indicators, and we have a team at the Ministry of Education who is willing to ensure that we meet the targets. Just last month, we were told that we will be getting an additional 29 officers to help us to lift. We have 24 education officers and 5 master teachers. And we're doing onboarding sessions with them all like now, and they're excited, ready, and raring to go. So the change will come.
The change will come. In all the conversation, I have a very personal request. Talk to me a little bit about where special needs fit in. Those with special needs, whether it's a learning deficit, physical need, all of those things. How does the transformation respond to developing them in such a way that they too are able to achieve what the other able-bodied people can?
Pearson, I'm glad you asked that question, because our brand, the theme is Every Child Barbados. So we're not looking at the able-bodied and leaving out the others. We're not looking at the gifted and leaving out the challenge. It is against that backdrop that early this year, we had someone come in to draft for us an inclusive education policy. But even before that, Pearson, we were seeking to close the gap when it came to catering to children with special education needs. We expanded units, or autism units, at various schools. We introduced new units at 2 or 3 schools over the past 3 years, and we're seeking to expand again. But we recognize that we can't do this in a piecemeal way. There must be a comprehensive approach, and that is the reason that we asked the expert to come in and again consult with our stakeholders to see how we can have an inclusive education policy that speaks to the kind of training that teachers will require, the kind of assistive devices that our students will need, the kind of infrastructure that will facilitate the kind of learning that students who are gifted and those who are challenged can have. One of the things I want to speak about also, Pearson, is that we are looking at inclusion right across the board. So if students have a disability, we're not going to send them to a special school just like that. We're going to look to see how we can include them in the mainstream. It is only where the disability is very severe that we will have to place them in an institution where they can get the kind of one-on-one attention that they need. We are also looking at pilot programs. So students in schools might have difficulty understanding certain concepts in mathematics, but they may be excellent in English and science. So we're going to cater to them as well. Pull out, when the rest of your class is doing mathematics, we're going to have a pull-out program, and, to make sure that you get up to a certain level, and then you can be reintegrated into the school. So, when it comes to special education, every child Barbados.
This is such an ongoing conversation. I know, Minister, because time is up against me. You did mention about the transfer system. And I know that you're inundated in the ministry often, Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw, with, can I move my child from this school to the other school? How do we deal with the placement of students and so forth? Is part of the transformation initiative to assist with that chaos that occurs following examination?
Most certainly. Part of what you've seen over the last week is the outline as to what that transition would look like from the current formulation of the common entrance to what it proposes to be. But part of the issue must also be addressed is this. Where we're moving requires us to ensure that every single secondary school is fit for purpose, is world class, and has an excellent set of deliveries. We're already in that mode. But we must make sure that, irrespective of which school a child goes to, that we can now guarantee that people have not just quality education, because they have that, but one that lends to development of the entire child. So yes, the transfer process is one that is ongoing. But the idea is that the appellate system, which I outlined in Parliament last week, is going to be one where people can have an appeal if necessary, based on the criteria as outlined.
If you don't mind, I hope you have the time.
Yes, of course.
Good. We'll take a break and we'll be right back in just a moment. We want to continue this conversation looking at the proposed changes to education that are proposed, and so the benefits that can be derived therefrom, so that we as a community understand, when we have our conversation, the basis of what it is. We'll be back in a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CarriFest 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We're 3 minutes now after 7 o'clock as we continue our conversation looking at education transformation in Barbados, because it's every child Barbados. Every child, comma, Barbados. Barbados, every child. And so this education transformation is really to encapsulate every child so that every child can be the best that they are intended to be. And so to create that platform through education where they achieve is what we're talking about now. We have with us the Minister of Educational Transformation, Chad Blackman, and with him is the Chief Education Officer, Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw. And so with all of this, you're seeking to diminish disparity, you're seeking to diminish elitism, you're seeking to diminish all of those other things that we hear come up in conversation in the public. But it would require, it's like the doctor, for instance. I'll use that as an example. There are certain doctors who do certain things, but there are certain doctors who have, each of them have certain bases, a certain base by which they have to operate, but they're specialists. Will there be specialists in this transformation that would allow us to be able to technically deal with the concerns that education will show up as children go through the system?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and of course, the Chief can touch on that a bit more. But certainly, yes. And part of that also, you would have heard it in the statement, is to ensure that the standard of which our teachers operate. So yes, of course, they pass through very rigorous training at Erdeston, and they go through that process. They have their diploma education, bachelor's education. But this new dispensation, as it were, will now require our teachers to be licensed. And what does that mean? And why is it important? When you look at the legal profession, when you look at architects, when you look at engineers, they all have a standard to which they operate. And once you are qualified to maintain that, you have to have that license. And the license allows for teaching profession one to pretty much come of age. And when you see that Barbadian teacher, you know the standard of which they are operating at. But it also ensures that there's continued professional development. Because, let's face it, if you did a marketing degree in 1997, marketing today is a completely different thing. So you have to continuously retool yourself. And if we're going to be the best education system globally, it therefore means that our teachers must continue to be trained in the best pedagogy and best ways of ensuring that they can teach their children. But equally, it's a career for them as well. So we want to provide that framework and environment to have them operating at those levels. And it allows for also us to benchmark the standard of teaching in Barbados. So for the first time, we're going to have that. And I think it's one of the hallmarks. Let me tell you, I had some colleagues from out of Asia who, after following the debate over the last week, they said, Minister, this is a good step in the direction of education going forward.
How does the licensing work, Dr. Ramona?
Yes, we have to ensure, first of all, that we have standards. The standards need to be clear across the board in terms of teaching, in terms of leadership. And then from there, we'll be able to have a committee in place, a quality assurance committee, and a framework, of course, that will indicate whether the standards have been met, and then we can look to license.
How does, given what exists now, because it doesn't exist, for the first cohort who will want to come in, would they now have to go through a test to be licensed? Or one can say, well, you've been in the system over the last 20 years, you've shown your seniority, therefore you're licensed. How does that work?
Okay, so we are still in discussion with our partners with regard to exactly how that will work, but we do know that within the next 3 years that we will have this quality assurance framework. So I will not be able to give you the details at this time, but considerations will be made relative to persons who are already in the system and exhibiting excellence. And the idea of the test is an excellent one, and that will be considered as well.
But the idea of the test also says that I could lose my license.
Yes, well, we'll discuss it. And we'll see what we come up with.
The partners in education here, because, and you did mention the unions, having conversations with the different stakeholders in education. Is this then, I'm asking it like this because I want people to understand, is this going to be an ongoing exercise where conversation brings us to the table for agreement?
100% yes. Over the last few years, certainly that has been taking place. As recent to a few months ago, the discussions even on the transition from secondary school, from primary school to secondary school has been taking place. And then also with respect to the transformation itself, dialogue. And simply what I did last week was to have a conversation with the country on the way forward. But that does not mean that dialogue stops. So therefore I can assure you that we're going to be having conversations not just with the unions, of course, one of our key partners, but the national student councils, the parents. They have a critical role to play in all of this because you can teach the children, but when they go home, the behaviors that we want to reinforce, the parents also have to be there driving it as well and supporting. So it's a whole of society approach that has to be ingrained in this entire transformation. It's not simply the government's exercise. Yes, we're anchoring it, but the country itself must buy into this transformation because it benefits everybody.
I want to look now, taking this beyond the children in primary school and to the tertiary level, for instance. Is this transformation also responding to the needs of people as they age?
Absolutely. And one of the things that we're doing with the Ministry of Responsibility for Tertiary and Training is to work backwards. What is the Barbadian that we're trying to create post-secondary school, post-tertiary institutions? A world-class citizen who's confident, who has the ability to respond to a number of things through critical thinking. And therefore, the curriculum transformation that we're doing now, both at the primary and secondary level, is to meet that need beyond secondary school, and certainly within the tertiary framework. And why is that important? When you look at our national development prospects and where we need to go as a society, if we don't map out now, and continually so, where we need to go within the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, there's going to be a mismatch between what the global economy demands and where our people are at. There was an ILO report when I worked at the ILO 2022-23, which said, particularly for small states, the skills required for the global economy for the next 10 to 20 years oftentimes are not there within small states. You've heard the Prime Minister talk about time and time again the shortage of skills. So this is also to respond to the skills of the future. In the context of artificial intelligence, a lot of what we now do will be replaced and already is being replaced by that. So the question then is, how do we now use the intellect of our people to now create other things of value added, ensuring that we can have a knowledge-based economy, that we can still thrive and provide a quality life for our people. So therefore, the transformation is taking place in that reality. It's, as I said, it's not just about certification. It's not about just simply which school you're going to. Let me put it this way. I want to put it on record. Our young people in primary school and secondary school are not competing amongst themselves. They're competing amongst their colleagues in Africa, in Asia, in Europe, Latin America, and the Caribbean. Because why? The global economy makes the world smaller. And it is those young people who will have the ability to be agile, innovative, resilient, creative thinkers, who will thrive and who will succeed. That is what we're doing. One of the things that we're looking to actually do and roll out shortly is to introduce the game of chess in schools from a very early age, because chess, the science shows that there are a number of things that help you to master life itself. So we're not necessarily looking for the next grandmaster in chess. If that comes, perfect. But what we want to give our children in Barbados is a global head start that allows for them to be able to navigate problems and think 5 and 6 and 10 steps ahead. Those are transferable skills in life. So you can apply it to education, you can apply it to your studies, but even when you go on in sport, in business, in fashion, in music, that is the skill set that we want to give every single Barbadian in this country.
You touched on where we wanted to go next, which was vocational.
Yeah.
You know, and sports, using sports too as a leverage for one, because, and we see a lot of people today who are benefiting from their own skills, physical skills. Is the educational transformation also providing space, whether it's directly focused or otherwise, for those athletes and those people of vocation who want to just be that and that alone?
100%, yes, that's the direction, certainly. Last week I would have indicated about the idea of us having a school of sporting excellence. Because you're right, there are children who want to zero in on that, whether it be in cricket, in football, water polo, a number of different things. And they have to have that dedicated space where they're still, yes, gaining, quote unquote, formal education, certification, but they can now thrive and focus on athletics, cricket and everything. Because why? When they go on to the professional levels, they're competing against persons who do that for a living and not just simply on a part-time basis. But you allow for them now to have a holistic development, and the country benefits because of that exercise. So working with the Ministry of Sport, the Ministry of Educational Transformation, we're going to roll out that school to ensure that our children and our people can benefit significantly in a way that we've never done for the last 60 years.
Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw, now, where do we go from here? Now that we know what it is, and yes, the discussion is ongoing, the dialogue continues, where do we go from here now?
Well, we will continue with our plans to implement the elements of the transformation agenda. We will continue to listen to the concerns of Barbadians and provide responses so that they're clear. We will make sure that our communication strategy is excellent. And I just want the public to know right now that for us, within the Ministry of Educational Transformation, we are focusing on creating global citizens, Bajan roots, and it is every child Barbados.
Well said indeed. It's much more than just the 11 plus discussion. And so to delve further in, of course, you can go back to last weekend's newspaper and see for yourself the statement made in Parliament so that you read it for yourself to see just the breadth of what this transformation initiative is all about. And it's much more than what I just said to you. So I encourage you to do so. Minister, thank you so much for joining us and spending the time to take time to explain better for us. So it was just more than words on the paper. Now we get a sense of the thinking behind it and the feeling behind it as well. Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw, as always, for doing excellent work in education. We feel the transformation, we see the transformation. People are talking about it because there's a change. Change is always a little bit uncomfortable, but it's necessary. And so being ever so focused and keeping going at it is what's going to make it happen.
Absolutely.
So don't reconcile from what it is that you're seeking to do. Thank you so very much indeed.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome indeed. Mornin Barbados is back right after this.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CariFest 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CariFest 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFest 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented,
Good morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
And here I am, 19 and a half minutes now after 7 o'clock. We turn our attention now to Professor Kids' Science Wonderland. I call them brainiacs, little geniuses at the beginning of the show. That's because on Saturday there is an opportunity for our children to come together in one space to use science and to get excited about science. And so with me to talk a little bit more about what this is Dinah Lord, who is herself a science educator, but she's also an advocate for STEM, and this falls right within that. Josiah Granham is a science fair team member. You're going to be a part of this, right, sister? So good, man. And Danaya Lord and Malachi Orlando Davis, they're two of those young scientists who will be a part of the camp as well. So Dinah, I'll start with you. Talk to me a little bit about when it is and what it is you're trying to do with this.
Good morning, Barbados. The Professor Kids Science Wonderland will take place this Saturday at Groves 6 Road, St. Philip at the Calvary Temple Community Church grounds, and it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. The science fair is going to expose children to all areas of science. There will be mind-blowing demonstrations, there will be hands-on experiments that they can engage in, and there will be lots of food and fun and games as well. Not only the children, we are not excluding the teenagers and the adults. So adults can come and they too will be able to learn something about science. We're looking at the science of the world around us. So we'll be looking at health science, we'll be looking at chemistry, we'll be looking at biology, we'll be looking at astronomy, every area of science, robotics. Anyone can come out on Saturday and learn something.
It's a very safe space, but we can learn something.
Yes, please.
And it's at Groves, you said. Where is this?
So if you are familiar with the Six Roads area, heading towards...
King George?
Yes, King George, but from the...
roundabout?
The roundabout, you go past Chafet towards Harry Spain's and Automotive Art.
Right, I see the area.
Right. There is a left-hand turn across from Automotive Art. You're going to make that left-hand turn.
I know where you are now. Got you. So that's where we'll turn. That's where we'll turn. What time does it start on Saturday?
10 a.m.
From 10 in the morning. And you're assuring parents this is safe, right?
This is all safe. What we're going to be using will be stuff that you have in your kitchen. Nothing that's going to harm your kids. It is all safe stuff.
And it's free.
And it's free.
That's the other
very
important
important. It's free.
So while there, Mr. Josiah, what are you going to be doing with the children?
So, good morning. I am happy to assist Dana with everything science related because she mixes two of my passions, science and teaching. And so I'm glad to be able, last year, at her Science Wonderland last year, I held down one of the tents where we did modeling.
Oh, I thought you were holding on to the... Oh, sorry.
I managed.
I held down one of the tents.
I did hold on the tent when it was blowing away as well, but I managed one of the tents where we were modeling those chemical elements and what's not. So getting the children kind of prepared for when they get into school and they learn about the models and how the atom looks and how molecules look. Getting prepared just at a simple age, even young 6-year-olds just putting together models with Play-Doh and sticks, just getting them in that foundation.
And to get them all immersed in
to get them enjoying, to ignite that passion, to just, let them have fun, but let them know that this is fun where you're also learning something, and it's going to carry you all the way to secondary school, all the way to tertiary education. You're still going to be learning those same things, but we're letting you know at a young age, this is where it starts.
Danaya.
Yes, please.
Is this your first time in the camp? Were you there last year?
No, please.
All right, good. So you're a good one to talk to. Are you excited about Saturday's camp?
I am very excited.
Why?
Because when the science fair happens, I learn a lot more. I meet more people that I've never seen, and it's just fun.
Do you do science at school?
Yes, please.
What form are you in?
I'm going into class 4.
Oh, so you're getting ready for the other exam coming up really soon.
Yes, please.
And so you love science. Do you play with science? Do you experiment with anything at all at home already?
I experiment.
Created an explosion? What did you do in science?
So I can't remember the name of it, but I put it in vinegar. Then we put in food dye and it exploded.
And what did mommy say? Do it again. She said, do it again, do it again.
Yeah,
and that's the whole thing about this young Dinah. We want parents to say, let the children experiment.
Exactly.
Of course, make sure they're safe, but let them experiment.
Yes, because learning is hands-on. And for me, I find with children, they learn by doing. So when they do, they see, they remember. And that is why at Professor Kids, we enjoy sharing our knowledge with the kids. We enjoy letting them do, see, feel, smell, because they're going to remember it. Like Josiah said, this is going to go with them for the rest of their life. Even when they're in the working world, they will remember some of what they've done. Most people seem to think that science is just something you do in a lab. No, it is all around us. Even the very air that we breathe. And people don't think about it. Exactly.
And if you just pause for just a moment, you'll see exactly what it is once you get immersed in science. And so Malachi, how old are you?
I am 9.
You're 9?
Yes, please.
Are you? Would you consider yourself a scientist?
No, not exactly.
Not yet, but would you want to be a scientist?
Yes.
Why?
Because it would just open up my world even more.
So what area of science would you like to explore more?
I would like to be digging up fossils.
Wow! What is it that caused you to think that that's what you'd want to do?
I like to think about what happened in the past.
As I do too, as I do too. So have you gone on any of your digs before? Have you gone into your mommy's yard and dug up?
Yes.
What did you find? Earthworms.
Earthworms and rocks.
Earthworms and rocks.
And rocks that look like fossils.
Really?
Yes.
And so when you looked at, and you put them under your little microscope, and so what did you find? A leaf? What, an animal?
I found just bits.
Just bits of other matter?
Yes.
And so now you have to figure out what that matter represents. What's it from?
Yes.
And so your science continues, right?
Yes.
You know, in science, you have to document. You have to write it down. Have you been doing that? No.
No.
I thought so, indeed. So you're excited about Saturday, right?
Yes.
And so what are you hoping to be able to do at the camp on Saturday?
I'll be hoping that there will be a fossil dig.
You want to do another fossil dig?
Yes.
You're digging up yards, man. You're just loving that.
I have done a fossil dig in the past, but it did not go as I planned.
Because you didn't find the fossils that you were looking for. You need to do a little bit more research on that one.
I wanted to find Gallimimus fossils.
Animal fossils.
Gallimimus.
Say it again.
Gallimimus.
What is that?
A
Forgive
dinosaur.
me.
A dinosaur.
In
A
Barbados?
species- I don't even know.
You're just hoping that you do.
Yes, I did not know that fossils were not in Barbados, but after I went inside my house and asked my parents why are there no fossils inside the backyard, they said Barbados does not have any fossil because it was under the sea. But then I asked them if it was under the sea. They got sea creatures too, so the fossils could just land on the planet too. Just land on the land.
You love this science, boy. I love that about you, indeed, indeed. And so you brought along what for us is a demonstration of what will be done at the camp, Dinah.
Yes.
So before we actually get the demonstration, and tell us what they are and what you're hoping to achieve.
So they are going to engage in making red hot lava.
Exciting.
So they're going to be using, again, like I said, stuff that you can find around the kitchen.
So what's there?
So we have citric acid.
In my kitchen?
While you hear the word acid, citric acid is used as a preservative in a lot of stuff you buy, you know. We have baking soda, we have some baking powder, egg white, and then, well, hair conditioner, not in your kitchen, but in your bathroom.
And
then food
this
dye.
would make what we call lava?
Yes. So it's going to erupt
Don't
shortly.
forget egg white.
Yeah,
The egg white. All right, so come little geniuses. You're scientists for the moment right now, so talk them through what they need to do.
Oh, they're going to tell you
what they're
going to do.
Dinah, go.
So
So you have to wear your glasses.
You get your goggles, go ahead.
we have on the cables.
That's fine, you put on your glasses. We'll make this easier for you. You can stoop, you know, you're a child. Me, my knees now would bother me. So when you get a chance, you go ahead as best you can. There we go, we see? That's life, we can move it to you. Go ahead.
So we will be making rich, cold lava.
Okay, so what's the first thing we do?
So the first thing we do,
Go ahead and do it.
we put in 1 teaspoon of baking soda.
And that's, the spoon we stir our tea with. That's a teaspoon. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I hope this works here. You've tried this before?
Yes. Yes, please.
And it worked?
Yes, please.
So 1 teaspoon of baking soda, what's that you're putting now?
Half a teaspoon of baking powder.
Baking powder. Okay. You see what Malachi is saying, don't contaminate the elements. There we go. So a spoon of and a half a spoon.
And a spoonful of citric acid.
Right. And that we need to be careful about, right, Dinah?
Yeah, don't want to get it in the eyes.
Okay.
Now
That's
we-
why they're wearing the protective glasses. Yes. And now,
we mix.
mix what?
Mix all of these dry stuff
Okay.
that is inside of here.
So you take your time and mix them well because you really want all of them to be mixed in beautifully. And this is where the explosion comes from?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
No?
So tell me.
We use egg white.
Egg white. All right. Have you tried this before too?
Yes.
You've done this for real?
Yes.
With your mother's eggs? That she bought to make cake? Yes.
I don't have citric acid at home, so I can't make this.
Oh, okay. So that's what he
My
focused on.
sister actually wants us to make it. She wanted to come here with me so that she could make something.
She's older or younger?
Younger.
3.
See, another 3 years old. Another scientist in the family. Go ahead. What's that you're adding?
4 drops of yellow
Blood.
dye.
Of what?
Yellow dye.
Yellow dye. That's yellow?
Yep.
Looking red?
Sometimes it looks different colors.
Okay, so 3 drops of that.
This is red dye.
Okay.
You have to look at the covers.
Thank you, sir. It's the covers that will determine what it is. And that's good as a scientist. Pay attention.
Yes, to detail.
You could create something very disastrous. How many? 1, 2, 3, and 4 squeezes and the drop in there. That's good. And then one other thing to be added to this. I can't wait for this
Conditioner.
The hair conditioner. Any hair conditioner will work?
Yeah.
Any hair conditioner. No special brand.
You can
All
just
right.
pour it in. Just pour it in.
Pour it in for me, young man. And watch your eyes here.
You have to pour first.
No
Okay.
mix.
So they're all in.
No mix.
And this is an example of what happens generally under our earth.
Mix it.
Kind of.
Well,
Kind
we can
of.
say that because lava moves slowly. Hold it up. Hold it up. And mix.
So stir it up, stir it up, stir it up.
Mix quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. We now. Oh, look! It's
Let's
building.
wait
It's
for
building.
it.
It's building.
All right, let's wait
And it's
for
building.
it. Wait for it.
And it's building. Come on, look! Come on! Come! Come!
It's coming.
Come. What caused that? Is the baking soda?
So we have the citric acid.
I just
and
retreated.
The baking soda.
You have to let it get some time to come up.
It's coming again. It hasn't stopped.
It exploded because citric acid is an acid, and baking soda is a base, and when an acid and a base combines, it creates a chemical reaction.
You taught me that, girl. And look at that. Look, it's not even. It's just at the
popping.
top. So it's not finished
All
yet.
it is popping.
It's not finished yet.
It's probably
It
gonna
is come
spill
up.
over.
It is thing and it is still be going.
It's still going.
Yes.
It doesn't stop.
Kind of.
So you have to throw it away.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of. Wow.
You want to keep it?
You have to give it some
No,
time.
I'm good with that.
No, you're coming over.
Oh, it's beginning to head over the brim now. And this is an example of what happens on Saturday.
Yes.
And again, remind us location and times.
So that is in Groves 6 Road, St. Philip. Again, if you come in from the roundabout towards Automotive Art, you take the left-hand turn. There is a big church in the back. There's an open pasture. And you will find us there.
Wow, you can accommodate any number of children. It's encouraged to be free.
Yes.
It's free, so you're encouraged to come. You get hands-on interactive experiments, mind-blowing demonstrations, as you just saw there. Science story time.
Yes,
you know,
please.
if people want to, because I see their stall spaces are available, and so if you want to set up your little stall, whether it's for refreshment or otherwise, make contact with you as well. 249 9120. Look at my lava overflowing. 249 9120 for the children. Adults can come along as well. They get a chance to play some laser tag, go horseback riding, jumping tents, food and drinks on sale. This is going to be quite a Saturday. You're excited, children?
Yes.
Oh boy,
I
you
love
can't
horses.
wait. Yes, look at that. It wouldn't stop. And that's the whole thing about volcanoes
Yes,
as well, you know?
exactly.
When it's exhausted, then it stops. But until then, it'll continue to flow.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
So if a volcano has to erupt, because pressure builds up inside the volcano, but before the pressure builds up, there's magma beneath. So it starts to come to the middle of the volcano and pressure builds up. And then the magma comes up inside a raging bull. And then when it comes out, it's called lava.
You got that from YouTube.
No,
Where did you get that information from?
my teacher.
Wow.
Well
Good
done.
job.
I'm impressed. Well done. You're going to be a brilliant young man. Keep that going. And your 3-year-old sister with you. I'm sure you're teaching her all of your science tricks as it goes as well.
Yep.
So clearly you're not just
I
into...
was a smart kid in summer class.
I can see that.
I always used to come in second.
Second, well, that's not bad. I used to come first. Ha ha ha.
No.
Well, there will be a kid in summer school that will compete with you. His name is Kamaran.
And he could beat me?
Yes.
Bring him here. Bring
I
him.
don't have his number though.
See the excuses you're making? I hear the excuse already.
And I'm getting transferred.
Oh,
What does that mean?
Now I'm going to a new school.
Me too.
You're a grown up and you're working in a
And I
place.
still go to school.
You share that. You go to classes.
I want to thank you all. Are so cute and so sweet indeed. Don't forget for Saturday grows in St. Philip, just off 6 Roads near to the Automotive Art. Make the left turn there. You're good to go. It's free. All of this happens. This little mouthy man, Malachi, will be there. Come meet Malachi and the mad scientist. Indeed, along with Danaya and the team, indeed. And so we want to wish you well. Thank you so much for exciting us again about science.
And we do have a giant volcano that's going to erupt on Saturday.
Saturday, that's the place to be.
It's going to erupt.
10 o'clock in the morning.
It's about 4 feet tall and it's going to erupt.
All right, just clear the area of 6 Roads, folks. There's an explosion happening. Caution. Thank you so very much. All the best.
You're
all right?
welcome. Thank you.
Good. Take a break. We're back in a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CariFest 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CariFest 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFest 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Afar segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CariFest 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, Dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CariFest 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFest 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
Don't like to get their hands dirty. They don't like to get into agriculture because they think it's messy and sweaty and all those kinds of things. Well, ICA has found a very fun way to be able to introduce children into farming and to get excited about farming as well, feeding the family, feeding the nation, and feeding self as well. And so we're happy to be joined by the technical officer and program coordinator with this youth farm program by ICA. Of course, my good friend, Dr. Roxanne Waite. She's back. I willed it and it happened. I'm glad.
I know, Pearson. I know you did.
So, yeah, there it is. Kimisha King, who is the technical officer with TVET Council. Good morning to you, Kimisha, again.
Good morning.
Good to see you. And Sienna Austin is one of those who has benefited from the aquaculture in a program with this youth farm program, right?
Yes.
Good morning to you, indeed. Dr. Waite, talk to me a little bit about why ICA is doing this in the first place with the young people.
Okay, so Pearson, what we realized a long time ago, first of all, we've been around since 2012 doing this youth farm program. It's not new. We realized that there were young people doing agricultural science in schools, and it was not being, it wasn't translating into careers. They were choosing agri-science as a subject, maybe because they couldn't get into art or get into physics or whatever, and not really seeing the value in agriculture as an income generating and income earning activity. So we decided to start the youth farm program so that they could see the value in agriculture, regardless of whether you're a teacher, doctor, lawyer, whatever, you have to eat, right? And we wanted to show them, well, okay, everybody has to eat, and if you could feed the future, you're guaranteed money, right? They understand that.
They do understand
they
that.
understand that very well.
And so here it is. The program is on. It's in its umpteenth iteration indeed. What's TVET Council's association with this? Are you for certification?
Yes, we're definitely for certification and financial support through the ETF fund. That's the Employment Training Fund. And it's just been amazing. I'm relatively new to working with ICA, but I'm like, my eyes are opening. I'm not the girl that goes and get dirty and stuff, but having to come and see and get down inside, I'm like, oh my goodness, you never realize a lot of these things that happen behind the scenes. And so far we've been just excited to be a part of this.
So for those who are part of the youth farm program, how do they move to the next step, having been now excited about agriculture? With TVET Council?
With TVET Council. So once they're finished their training, they go into assessments. That's where TVET Council comes in. And so with the assessment process, you're able then to be certified. As the only awarding body in Barbados, we're the ones then that grant them the certification at the end of that process. So that's where we come in.
You said funding too?
Yes, also funding too as well.
And so Sienna, what caused you, this girl with braids and all the rest of it, to look at agriculture in the first place?
Well, I wanted to be a chef when I grow up, and I feel like as a chef I should be able to grow my own products that I would like to use. So that made me look at agriculture and then the youth farm program.
Are you enjoying it?
Very much, yes.
What about it do you love so much?
Just the hands-on experience, making new friends, and looking at agriculture and aquaponics in a different light and everything about it.
So aquaponics, explain that for the audience so they understand what it is that you're doing.
So aquaponics is like you growing your own produce without soil and adding nutrients, because we use fish, especially red tilapia, to get the nutrients to grow the plants. So that is initially just the short rundown of it, but it's much more than that, because you can get so many jobs and experiences out of just that one little thing.
You hear that? The money again.
They understand the money person. And one of the things that you said earlier that I want to state emphatically here is that these days agriculture is not about being dirty and you know, getting your hands dirty, and so there's so much science, technology and innovation in agriculture. So what Sienna just described about growing food, meaning the tilapia she mentioned, red tilapia, and plants in one system, right? That's scientific, that's science, and there's nothing dirty about it, is there, Sienna?
Not at
Actually, it's sexy. Science is sexy. When I heard the young people doing their experiment earlier and saw them so excited, I said, you know what? They're getting excited because science is sexy and agriculture is sexy too. We want people to know that.
So agriculture is one of the disciplines. What other disciplines in the Farm Youth Program?
So we do have 4 areas of food production, or 4 types of food production systems that our youth farm candidates can get involved in. Aquaculture is just one of them. We have livestock rearing, we have crop production, and we also have poultry production.
Okay, livestock. And you know, a lot of this we do naturally, but we can formalize it now. Livestock, that was sheep and cows and pigs, those kinds of things. We do that as country people. And so if we get involved in the program and with TVET Council, we can be formalized. It can be seen as in a formal way or form of agriculture as well. And so it's a no-brainer. When is this cohort graduating?
This cohort is going to graduate either at the end of this year or early next year, because it's going to take them some time to get the certification. We usually like to have the certification in hand for their graduation.
Nice. And then when do you recruit the next cohort?
Well, as a matter of fact, we start in January, but because it is so competitive, right, we only have space for 40 candidates, 10 in each area, right? We have agri-science teachers and parents already calling ICA and saying, can I...
No luck for me, no luck for me.
Can my child attend next year?
Yes. And so get in contact with ICA if you want your child to be part of the Youth Farm Program. Indeed so, but in spite of the Youth Farm Program alone, TVET Council also provides the opportunity for people who are already in the discipline of agriculture to be certified and to be, assisted.
Yes, that's correct.
So how can they do so?
We have, there are 2 options. If you're already in it, we have something called PLAR, which is Prior Learning Assessment Recognition. And so you can come and you can sign up with us. We have several different centers who are currently doing that too as well, or you can do it with us and you can gain your certificate. So that means that you don't have to have anything else or have done anything. You just need the experience, at least 2 years or more, and you can become certified. Or if you are lucky enough to go into it, then you go through the training and then you do the assessment as well.
Call TVET to get more details, to be sure indeed. And so, Sienna, would you recommend this to other young women and young men to be a part of it?
Of course.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. Like, at first, you may not like the idea of giving it your summer, but it's really exciting, really fun. The education that you get from it is very useful. Like, even though I start looking at my own setups to get at home, because it's just really fun. And you never get tired of it.
I know you're too young to say the word sexy, but Dr. Wade said it.
I can say it.
It is sexy.
It is sexy.
I really commend you and the other young people like yourself who've thrown your interest into agriculture and to explore the range of ways in which you can benefit from agriculture, indeed, through the efforts of ICA and TVET Council, because certification now means that you have a saleable product that people recognize and people respect. And so we want to encourage more of you parents to see what it is your interest in agriculture, your child's interest in agriculture, and in January, make sure your child's name is on the list. There are only 40 spaces. And so those spaces are filling up fast. You need to call ICA today. Dr. Waith is the woman to talk to, Roxanne Waith. I hope your phone calls roll off the top. I just have to do this to her all the time.
Yes, she does.
Technical Officer Program Coordinator with ICA and the Youth Farm Program. Kimisha King, who is a Technical Officer with TVET Council. And little Sienna Austin, who herself is now a farmer. She's going to be accredited farmer in aquaculture, if you please. And so you can be like her, young ones, but you need to contact ICA and get on the ball, get into the Farm Youth Program. So thank you so much, ladies.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. All the best indeed. I'll be back in just a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way. Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. Carry Festa, Barbados. Carry Festa.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affairs segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
Mark your calendars. On Friday, August 22nd, all roads lead to Queen's Park for the CariFesta 15 opening ceremony. It all kicks off at 4 p.m. with the vibrant parade of nations from Golden Square Freedom Park. Then the energy turns all the way up at 5 p.m. in Queen's Park. Over 300 still walkers, dancers, drummers, aerialists, a full theatrical production, and a live orchestra will transform the space into a cultural spectacle. Come out and experience live performances from Alison Hines, Mahalia, Mikey, Adrian Clark, Wes Wallace, Nikita, and more. This is more than a show. It's a moment for the region. Admission is free. Don't miss it. CariFesta 15, Caribbean Roots, Global Excellence. On Friday, August 22nd, Queen's Park is the CariFesta 15 opening ceremony.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages together.
Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Our roots, Caribbean roots. Let's show our roots, Caribbean roots. Roots, Caribbean roots. CariFesta, Barbados. Sing morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
5 to 8 o'clock. We're just moments away from the start of CariFesta 15 here in Barbados, which opens tomorrow. But part of it is visual arts. And there's a lot happening and lots on the plan indeed. I'm joined next to me by Neville Legal, who you know as an artist. He has with our Senegalese brother, Mr. Morphe Murph, who is a multidisciplinary artist as well. Good morning to you as well, Rodney Eiffel, Visual Arts Officer, and with him is the coordinator of the Visual Arts, Sherry Nichols. To each of you, a very good morning.
Good morning.
Sherry, starting with you very quickly. There's a lot happening in visual arts. Put it into context very quickly for us.
Yes, good morning. Thanks for having me. I'm just basically responsible for coordinating classes, making sure everybody needs what they everything goes smooth, right? Making sure he has everything he needs, making sure Rodney's all right. And
so is Rodney all right?
Yes, I'm making
Rodney,
sure.
Are you all right?
I'm making sure.
So you're good.
I'm
Okay.
making sure.
We brought a brother from Senegal who is going to be a part of this. Why?
Yes, because we're doing the cross-cultural fertilization links and continuing. So Dakar, Senegal meets Barbados. So we are having a Pan-African pedagogy in terms of painting with recycling and used materials and all these exciting things and on the canvas. And we're going to then have an on-plein-air outdoor experience in combination with that with our local master, Mr. Neville Legault. So Dakar meets Senegal.
Flows beautifully off the tongue, isn't it?
Well, Senegal meets Barbados, right?
Yeah. So Morphe, as a multidisciplinary artist, what is it that you're going to be teaching us while you're here?
First of all, I introduce myself. I'm Morphe Murph, President of PACA Senegal, the Pan-African Cycle of Artists, President of Art Education Environment, and General Secretary of Art Village. I thank the Honorable Mia Amor Motley, Prime Minister of Barbados, Chief of Cultural Foundation Carol Roberts, Andrea Wells, and the whole teams for this honorable invitation for this Senegalese delegation led by Mohamedou Mbaye Zulu. He didn't come, but he stayed in a hotel.
Right.
I have a double honor also to be a conductor of this Pan-African workshop. It will be a theoretical workshop, conference about interrogating art and its impact in African art.
So you're conducting a workshop?
Yes.
When is the workshop, Rodney?
It's going to start on Saturday for session 9 to 1 for 7 days, and then Neville will do his own plein-air elements around that.
So from Saturday the 23rd for 7 days. That's a whole week.
Yes.
And by the end of it, then Rodney, Neville, this is where you know shine.
Yes. The pleasure is mine to just explore the scenes of Barbados. We have some fantastic views, lots of artists in Barbados as well. The beautiful places to paint, and so we're going to be exploring that. Plein-air tradition is outstanding because you paint in the open, on location, capturing the light, and it's a thrill because atmospheric conditions change very fast, and it's a challenge, but we enjoy, and that's what we'll be exploring in this workshop.
And so who's the workshop for, Rodney?
Well, the workshop is geared towards persons who have registered, but it's mainly geared towards persons 17 and up. All kinds of demographics come into these workshops, and we welcome them because it's an explorative activity where we get exposed to, after all, good international experience and then solid local experience in those particular forms. So it's geared towards people can come and watch as the persons explore on the outside, and persons will benefit greatly from the techniques and applications done by Morph during the Pan-African workshop.
So when is that? The workshop is where?
It's at the Spirit Ball.
The Spirit Ball.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Dr. Murray.
Yes, that's
Dr.
right.
Derek Murray for facilitating us at Camellia. And yes, it's going to happen there. And then they have the beautiful boardwalk that we can explore.
So much. I can see artists out there with their easels and everything all ready to capture.
Because Bridgetown is transforming, so it's good to capture it now.
Got that right. Got that right. And so you're on plein-air is
on plein-air, definitely. It begins on Saturday as well.
So location?
Around
around the Spirit
all
Barn.
around as well.
Around Bridgetown.
We're going to explore. Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
So art in its community, art in its space indeed, art in its natural environment is what you're capturing. And all of us have an opportunity to engage with it as well, to lend our interpretation to what we see, what we feel, what we experience. And sometimes that one leaf can tell a big story, and you tell it through art indeed. And that's what it's about, the visual arts indeed. I am out of time. I'm so sorry to have rushed you, but I really want to welcome you again to Barbados. We're excited to have you here and to learn from your experience through the workshop, to empower our artists, our visual artists, to look at life a little differently from how we see it oftentimes. We often, Rodney, take so for granted where we are. All we see is just what we see. But it takes someone sometimes to say, but look, if you just look a little bit further, a little differently, there is also that. And that also needs a story to be told. And so...
Yes, that's why it's very important to have this theoretical workshop because since the colonialism epoch, all the systems, the academic things, all is shaped by the colonialism. Now we have some great African artists who are making very well to change the things. I will make a presentation, 5 artists, one from Nigeria, one from Ghana, in Nigeria, Brice in Ghana, El Anatsu, very well known in around the world, you know, in Senegal, Pape Ibretal, a new generation, we call that l'école sénégalaise, the new generation who are making a lot around the world, and Zulumbai, who are coming, the president of Art Village, because he do a lot in Africa. You know, 2 years ago, he celebrated the 50 years practice, and he invite a lot of artists around the world in Africa, you know. And also Ablai Konate in Mali. Ablai Konate in Mali, he wins the Doctor Honoris de Causa in Cuba. Is well known also in the world. That means we have to rethink how to do our art. It's not art, African art or Caribbean is inferior of European art. That's but we have our own culture. You have to show our own culture in a free lens, you know, things like that. That's why I'm very happy to make this conference before we go.
Imagine what that looks like, everybody, indeed. And so the workshop helps us to open up our experiences and our minds to all of this. And then at the end of it all, we'll get a chance to be there and see how all of this really comes together beautifully to tell our story through our own eyes and through art, indeed, visual arts. Thank you so much all for coming, indeed. And thank you, Sherry. It was great work doing. Rodney, Morphe, and Mr. Legal. Yes, I keep getting your name wrong. I keep saying Nichols. I don't know why. But thank you so much indeed. I wish everyone all the best. Carifesta starts tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, the opening ceremony happens right here on CBC TV8. Everything Carifesta happens here on TV8 and also on radio on 94.7 FM or Carifesta Hub. And so we encourage you to follow along. Go to carifesta.net. Look and see where everything is happening, when everything is happening, and therefore where every one of you needs to be. This is a global festival, really with global excellence, with Caribbean roots. And that's what we're celebrating indeed. Thank you all. Thank you also for joining us this morning. My little crew wishes all of you, like I do, a wonderful today. Be it the will of the Lord, we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning.